Welcome to your yoga practice. We start in Tadasana, standing position. Arms are nice and relaxed. The shoulders are away from the ears. And just breathe nice and deeply through the nostrils or through the mouth, whichever is more comfortable for you. At any point during the practice, if you become too tired, press pause and rest either into a child position or lie on your back. And resume when you're ready. Standing in Tadasana, we inhale, we lift the arms over the head. Really stretch through the arms and fingertips, trying to create as much length and space throughout the body. And again, breathe nice and deeply. Take a nice deep long breath. On your next exhalation, stretch towards the left and hold the position. Dropping the left hand on the left leg, stretching through the arms and fingertips of the right hand. Keep rotating the chest up towards the ceiling, making sure the legs are nice and straight. Inhaling center, both arms over the head. Exhale, stretch towards the right. Dropping the right hand on the right leg. The top arm is nice and straight. Looking up towards the palm. Make sure the shoulders are nice and soft. Keep rotating the chest up towards the ceiling, making sure the breath is long and deep. Inhaling center, both arms over the head. As we exhale, we stretch towards the floor, keeping the back nice and straight, keeping the legs as straight as possible. Bend the knees if there's any discomfort in the back. And from here, we go into a downward dog posture, taking the left leg back and then the right leg. Making sure the palms are shoulder width distance apart, with the fingers spread nice and wide. The feet are hip width distance apart, and the legs are nice and straight, unless there is pain in your lower back. From here, very slowly, we go from side to side. Make sure the movements are always slow and controlled. Never forcing or struggling with the body. Always take your time to move from side to side. Giving the back of the legs a nice deep stretch. And from here, go from side to side just one more time. And we hold the position with both legs nice and straight. Rolling the hip bones up towards the ceiling, lengthening the sitting bones apart. Rolling the shoulder blades back and down. Make sure the head and neck are nice and soft. And just take nice, deep, long breaths. And from here, as we inhale, we bring the body into a plank position. The shoulders are over the palms. We look ahead, keep the spine nice and straight. Making sure the hips are holding themselves up. Pulling the stomach up to the spine to engage the core. Make sure the legs are nice and straight. If the position becomes too much, then you can drop the knees towards the floor or rest into a child. But try to hold the position for as long as possible, making sure the breath is nice and deep. And from here, you can either rest into a child position or you can lie on your front if that's more comfortable for your knees, resting the head to one side. And just breathe nice and deeply into the stomach. Take a nice deep long breaths. And from here we go into some back bends, cobras, to stretch and strengthen the back. Make sure throughout the positions, the bum and legs are nice and relaxed. The shoulders are away from the ears. Having the palms next to the ears with the fingers spread nice and wide. As we inhale, we push up into a back bend. Shoulders are away from the ears. Drop the head back if that's comfortable for your neck. If there's any pain in your back, have the legs wider apart and have the arms wider and higher if that's more comfortable. Just make sure in the position you only feel a nice stretch and no discomfort in the back. As we inhale, we breathe nice and deeply into the back. As we exhale, we soften and release deeper into the stretch. Always make sure the breath is nice and deep. On your next exhalation, slowly lower the body down very carefully. And from here, we have the palms a little bit wider and a little bit further back towards the body. And when you're ready, you slowly push up, making sure the bum and legs are nice and soft. Shoulders are away from the ears. And drop the head back if that's comfortable for your neck. And again, adjust the legs, the arms, if there's any discomfort in your back. And breathe nice and deeply into the back. Take a nice deep long breath. And slowly release the body down as you exhale. And from here, you can either rest into a child position or just lie on your front with the head resting to one side. Just breathe nice and deeply through the nostrils or the mouth. Take a nice deep long breath. And from here, we slowly go onto all fours, and we push up and down into a downward dog position. And just walk from side to side a few times. And from here, we go into Virasana, warrior pose. As we inhale, we step the left foot all the way up in between the hands. If it takes a few movements to get the foot up, don't worry. Take your time to bring the foot up. Keeping the back knee off the floor with the leg nice and straight. We lift the upper body up, having the shoulders over the hips. Lifting the arms up, having the arms parallel with the shoulders. Interlocking the fingers, having the index fingers to touch. Shoulders are nice and soft, and just focus on the point in front. And just allow the position to strengthen the legs. Making sure the front knee is at a 90-degree angle. And making sure the knee rolls out. If the front knee goes over the front ankle, then move the back leg further away from you. And make sure the breath is nice and deep. On your next exhalation, drop the hands down and slowly into a downward dog very carefully. And again, walk from side to side a few times, making sure the movements are always slow and controlled. And when you're ready, we step the opposite foot up, bringing the right foot up in between the hands. And don't worry if it takes you a few movements to get the foot up. Always take your time to get the position right. The back leg is nice and straight with the back knee off the floor. Shoulders over the hips. Arms are nice and straight. Interlocking the fingers with the index fingers touching. And again, focus on one point in front. Make sure the front knee is at a 90-degree angle. With the knee rolling out. And again, keep focusing on that point in front. And just breathe nice and deeply. Making sure the breath is deep and natural. And from here, on your next exhalation, dropping the hands down and slowly into a downward dog position. And walk from side to side a few times. And then bend the knees, either rest on your front or rest into a child if that's comfortable for your knees. Sit on your sitting bones with the legs nice and straight, making sure your belt or towel is close by. If not, press pause and go get your belt or towel. And pulling the bum back, make sure you're properly sitting on your bum and making sure the back is nice and straight. From here we go into a side stretch. We bend the left leg, having the left foot inside the right thigh. Inhaling, lifting the arms up over the head. As we exhale, we stretch to the side, with the bottom hand grabbing the outside of the foot, with the top arm stretching through your fingers. If you can't reach for your foot, then wrap either the belt or towel around the foot, working the hand down the belt or towel until you feel a nice stretch for the back of the straight leg. With the top arm really lengthen through the arm and fingertips. Keep rotating the chest up to open the body. Working the bent leg towards the floor. And try to create as much length and space in the side of the body. You can always drop the head down if that's more comfortable for your neck, or just look up towards the top palm. Inhaling, releasing, coming up. Dropping the arms down, and we slowly go to the opposite side. Having the right foot inside the left thigh. Arms over the head as you inhale. Exhale, stretch to the side. And again, using a belt or towel if you can't reach for the outside of your foot. Keep rotating the chest up. Make sure the top arm is nice and straight. Really stretch through the fingertips. And again with the bent leg, working the knee towards the floor. Take a nice deep long breath. On your next inhalation, slowly lifting the body up. and slowly releasing the arms down. And straighten the opposite leg. And we slowly lower the body down on the mat, using the stomach, pulling the stomach up to the spine, and using the elbows to slowly lower the body onto the mat, making sure the lower back is protected. Once you're down, just hug both knees to the body, rocking backwards and forwards, side to side, giving the back a gentle massage. And then dropping the left leg on the floor with the left leg nice and straight, wrapping the fingers over the right knee, squeezing the knee towards the body, and lift the head up, working the knee and chin together. And dropping the head down, with the palms still wrapped around the knee. Rotate the knee 3 times in one direction and 3 times in the opposite. As the knee comes into the body, squeeze it, and then relaxing the knee out, rotating. Just 3 times in both directions. And then, once you're finished, relax the leg down, and we hug the opposite knee, lifting the head up, squeezing the knee together, working the chin and knee as close as possible, making sure the opposite leg is nice and straight. Relaxing the head down, fingers still wrapped around the leg, and do rotations 3 times in one direction and 3 times in the opposite. And again, squeezing the knee as it comes in and relaxing the legs as you rotate out. And relaxing the leg down when you have completed. And lying down with the feet apart, with the toes rolled out. From here we place the palms on the stomach, with the left palm on top of the right. Making sure the shoulders are nice and soft. With the eyes closed, breathe nice and deeply into the stomach. As you inhale, feel the stomach inflate. As you exhale, feel the stomach sink back into the mat. And you can stay here for as long as you like. Allow yourself to drift into a state of relaxation, keeping the palms on the stomach. But when you're ready to come up, slowly roll over the right side, the knees bent, push up slowly. Namaste.